Hey guys, how's it going? So it is May 30th, so let's get on with your midweek deals. Our first game from the Steam Midweek Madness sale is Verdun, which is a World War I first-person shooter game. It is currently on sale for about 70% off, which is the lowest ever recorded sale price for this game. It is also free to play for a couple of days here, so if you wanted to check it out before you buy it, you can totally do that. So for this game, you're going to focus on working in the trenches and working with your teammates in order to progress through the game. Now, if you've ever wondered what it's like to work in World War I, this isn't going to be completely accurate, but it might be a little bit more so than any of the other FPS games. Another thing to keep in mind for this is that you can buy a 4-pack, so you can grab some mates and you can give it to them, and it's only about $22. The Verdun sale is good until June 2nd, so hurry up and grab it while you can. The second game on our list is a game called Abduction. So while this game is only 33% off, it did come out just last August. It is $21.99 on sale. This is the lowest recorded sale price ever for this game. In Abduction, you get little pieces of Earth together and you solve puzzles. It's a 3D adventure puzzle solving game where your entire objective is to try and make it your way back home to Earth. This game does have very good reviews, and this is totally up my alley. It's kind of a first-person experience / puzzle game more than anything. It does have some mixed reviews, but it does seem that they broke some things for Mac in their latest patch, so hopefully they will fix that, even though the last notes were back in April. This game is also available until June 2nd, so if you like adventure puzzle games, then go ahead and grab it. So that's it for all the Steam Midweek Madness sales. So next we're going to move on to Humble Bundles. There is one new bundle that we can talk about, which is the Adult Swim Games bundle. For the first tier, which is Pay Anything, the first game is Small Radios, Big Television. This game is an adventure puzzle game where you are wandering around abandoned factories finding cassette tapes. Some of you may not know what those are anymore, but they're little squares which played music or had voice recordings on them. So when you find these cassette tapes, you go through different worlds and you try to piece together what has happened in this world and how to escape. The puzzles in this game are mostly mechanical, so think of things like Polybridge or Portal. If you like puzzle games like I do, then this is something you could look into. The next game in this tier is a game called Wasted. Wasted is a very silly FPS game, which is kind of Fallout meets Borderlands meets, I guess, Animal Crossing, because it's little chibi people. In this game, you're going to go through procedurally generated dungeons in a post-apocalyptic setting. You're going to upgrade your character with various different things that you find, and there is permadeath involved. This game is very, very silly, and this humor may be hit or miss. You may either love it all the way through, you may like it on and off. I found it was a bit try-hardy at times, but if you like things like Rick and Morty or anything on Adult Swim where it's a little bit like Robot Chicken, you may enjoy the humor in this game. The next game in the Pay Anything tier is Westerado Double Barreled. Westerado is a 2D adventure game where you are playing in the Wild West. The whole story in this game revolves around you trying to figure out who killed your family. As you hunt him down, you're going to find various different fate choices, so you can choose to literally shoot someone through their monologue, and that is going to affect the game as you go along. You can either be a saint, or you can be the absolute worst thing that's ever happened to the Wild West. It's also worth noting that you can do couch co-op with this game, so you can play it with a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever. And it can be a lot of fun and can maybe start some arguments when you disagree on how to deal with the whole storyline. The final game in this tier is Volgarr the Viking. This game is a very challenging action platformer. So think of games like Mega Man or Castlevania. It has the SNES level of graphics to go along with it. It apparently has a very, very good soundtrack, and it has fairly mixed reviews, and in typical Adult Swim fashion tends to be very, very, very hard. In the second tier, which is Beat the Average, which is sitting around $7.25 at the moment, we have Duck Game. Duck Game is an absolutely ridiculous multiplayer game where you are ducks that can get various different weapons to shoot each other. Duck Game is a very special game to me just because it's really silly and I love playing this with friends. While it does have a single player mode, I don't really know why you would play it because it's way more fun as a multiplayer game. This game has kind of become my online replacement for Super Smash Bros. As my friends tend to be all over the place. It's a one shoot, one kill game. In this game, you're going to have access to a bunch of different random weapons that will spawn in each round. They may vary from flamethrowers to neck guns to shotguns to ray guns. It's completely bizarre. You can even play saxophone or drums. And have I mentioned there's a quack button? Need I say more? Duck Game is available in both local and online multiplayer, which is very handy. It is very easy to do through the Steam system as well. The rounds in Duck Game go by really quickly, and I almost guarantee you it's going to have you and your friends screaming at each other, because I certainly know that we do when we play. The next game on here is Rise and Shine. This game came out earlier this year after it was shown in multiple different conventions and got a lot of fanfare behind it. This game is an arcade shooter where you have lots of action in it, but with some puzzle elements in it. In this game, you'll play as a boy called Rise, and his gun is named Shine. The two of you together are going to shoot everything from robots to zombies to big bosses. While this game does look really good, a lot of complainers are complaining about slightly janky controls and the short gameplay, but in the bundle, this may be pretty negligible. The final game in this tier is a game called Headlander. Headlander is a 70s based sci-fi action game where there are tons of neon. It is a Metroidvania style game where your head literally comes off of your body in order to take off other people's. And then you use their bodies to shoot themselves. The whole story behind this is that humans have transported all of their memories in their brains to robots, and a big evil computer has taken over. Kind of sounds a little bit like a certain GLaDOS. As you go through the different levels, it's going to be part action, part puzzle solving as you go through the various different security levels and try to figure out how to escape. This game is also packed with tons and tons of humor, as expected from Adult Swim. It's gotten lots of love from fans, so definitely check this one out. In the $12 or more tier, we have a game called Glittermitten Grove. Glittermitten Grove kind of says that it's a strategy simulation game where you're building a colony of fairies, but there's actually a lot more to it. There is a lot of meta in this game. It all goes back to something called frog fractions. I don't really understand the whole thing myself, but the community has really rallied behind this game, and if you're kind of into some weird stuff and you want to do some digging, then just realize that Glittermitten Grove is not all that it seems. If you've heard of a game called Pony Island, this is kind of along that line, in which game presents itself as something but ends up being something completely different. Also in the $12 or more bundle is a game called Rend World. Rend World is what a lot of people refer to as the Slugcat game. This game kind of surprised people because it wasn't quite what they were expecting. I think people are expecting a much higher action game, but this tends to be more of a survival game. You'll see lots of big creatures and smaller creatures, some of which you'll be able to kill with your spear, and some which will unfortunately hunt you down and kill you. This game is part survival, but also part platformer, and you're going to have to choose which battles you're going to take, and you're also going to have to find some areas to hide from the heavy rainfall. I'm kind of surprised this game is already in a bundle, considering it seemed like it just came out, but I am pretty excited, even though there wasn't the best reaction towards this game, but I'm still gonna see because it's absolutely gorgeous and I love the character designs. Finally, in the 12 plus bundle, they tease something called Frog Fractions 2, which goes back to the whole meta thing I was talking about earlier. Again, I'm not completely sure what's going on here. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but apparently they hide some clues in this bundle. Whether or not that's true, I'm not sure. If you're into the meta, great. If you're not like me, then this is kind of negligible and not really noticeworthy. Something else worth noting is if you pay $25 or more, you will get an absolutely adorable White Duck game plushie. This $25 does include shipping worldwide, but it will not be shipped until about September. Without the plushie, this bundle is worth $150 at regular price and a little bit over $70 when everything is on sale. It is worth noting Adult Swim games tend to be quite difficult, but they are very interesting. And you've got a wide variety of games here. So whether it's puzzle or strategy or RPG, FPS, there's a game in here for you. Just realize it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Am I getting this bundle? I am kind of tempted because there's a lot of stuff on here that's been sitting on my wish list for a while, and it seems like a bit like a smoking deal considering how many games I'm going to get off my wish list for this. That's the only new bundle since the last video. I will link it in the description below, but it is worth noting that the Game On bundle is still available, and it will be available until Tuesday, June 6th. This bundle has a bunch of very noticeable games such as 80 Days, Worms, and The Day of the Tentacle Remastered. As for other noteworthy sales that are going on right now, there's not a whole lot, but Overwatch is still available at $10 off the regular game and $20 off the Game of the Year bundle, which includes skins, loot boxes, and additional Blizz swag. The sale is available until June 12th, so you have some time to pick this up if you don't have Overwatch already. This is available on PC and consoles. The Witcher series is also on sale right now. It's not an amazing deal, it's kind of on par with things that we've seen previously for about a year now. But still, if you've been sitting on Witcher and been waiting for it, then you can get everything right now for about 50% off, which is the Witcher 3 plus DLC. The Witcher is an open world fantasy game. It's an RPG with just hundreds of hours worth of gameplay in it. You can do everything from ride horses, there's tons of combat, and you can play a game called Gwent, because now we have games inside of games. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If this video was useful for you, please like and subscribe. I'm also going to put all my other social medias in the description below, so if you want things like daily deals, I'll post all of those on Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. I may have a free copy of Duck Game for anyone who does. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys on Friday.